Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is another test after a repair on a 2004 Cummins computer. This is from 2004 Dodge Ram 2500. This is from California, Aranas Auto in California. They send this computer as no communication, no SAR, intermittent. Make sure I got everything ready. As I normally do, I want to just get a small commercial in case you need to send anything to me. Well, let me just show you the computer ready to be connected. I haven't even turned it back on after the repairs, but let's go over here. So if you have any computers, instrument cluster that you need to be sent to repairs, please look for my website. My website is MikeSalazarDiagnostics.com. I'm going to probably put them into all the videos so you can start by that. So because I got a lot of questions like how can I contact you, so I'm going to put in the description of this video or in the title my website first, and then a short description like that. If you need to contact me, you can then click on that or copy it and then use this. In my website I have these two boxes on the bottom. The white box, if you click in there, will download the repair form for you to fill and then send in the box with the module or modules that you're going to send. The black box is, as it says in there, it will click and open your email browser with my email, and we have a chat in there. I also put in the upper corner my email and my telephone and a link for all the videos. You're in YouTube, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You will be liking a lot of my videos. I have a lot of automotive repairs and now a lot of computer repairs videos that I try to share with all the viewers and with people that are looking forward to repair modules. All right. Okay, let's proceed with the repair. Let me just give you a little story. Let me just see if I can get the information from him. So let me move you out of there. All right, so this is the email where I removed the information, most of the information, where he just said, you know, the VIN number, which I have in here. Let me just see. Yep. It will be G108673. That will be the VIN, if we can read it after the repairs. And I also have a text message, which I took a picture, where they said the truck turns on, but sometimes it loses communication with the scanner and computer. And someday it appears to be communicating. However, most of the time it loses communication. I honestly couldn't even talk to the computer. No firewall reference, no communication. So I end up actually removing the microprocessor, rebolting the microprocessor, and installing it back. And I think that will be taking care of the computer. I also have created this information. This is for me to gather all the connections that I need, like powers and grounds, and where the cam sensor signals are, firewall reference, and so on, for different of these computers. 2004 doesn't use a CON communication. It uses a different type of communication, which is established in pin 2, pin 12, and pin 7 on the DLC, right? So, and those are in the computer 16, 19, and 28. So what I'm going to do is get the connections with you guys in here. So I'm going to just get you there. I will not be able, like I can see the entire picture. You guys are going to have a little bit of a cover, but let's do the connections together. I have the multimeter and everything ready to go. I am not going to put it on yet. These are two connectors, one of 60 pin and another one of 50 pins, which I always mark. And you see here, let me put you on the big screen. I put pin 1 and pin 10, pin 51 and 60, pin 1 and pin 10, pin 41 and pin 50. 60 pin, 50 pin. All my connections are going to be on the one with the 50 pin. All right, so very quickly, I have already the wiring ready because I was actually working in another computer that was from Georgia, and it's already on its way to the customer. So I have selected two grounds and pin 49 and 50. A constant battery power on pin, I can use 20, 30, or 40. Again, this is for my test because this is not on the vehicle, right? So I'm going to use pin 16 from my breakout box. Very unique to my setup in here. That is a constant battery power. And the breaker box that I use is this one. You're not seeing it in there. So it's a automotive universal test platform. I got this from the web. I like it a lot because it has multiple ports. It has 6 ports, so I can connect 6 different wire harnesses, and I can have a BCM, a computer, an instrument cluster, a transmission module, everything interconnected without needing to jump wires from module to module. So this is very convenient to use, and it has 3 switches. So one switch is connected to pin 16. Again, this has a DP25, which means it has 25 wires each. So each of the wires, I have a schematic on the back and tells me what order the wires are. So pin 16 is connected to the switch on the switch 1, pin 17 and 18 on the switch 2, and pin 21 on switch 3. So I have always used the first switch as terminal 30, which means constant battery power. The second one as terminal 15, which is ignition. And then the third one as terminal 87, when you have a battery voltage supply through a relay. That's why it's called terminal 87, because it's the 87 pin on the relay. But it's a constant power after you have the relay power, right? So let's say not a constant power. It's a battery voltage through a relay. All right, so that's the way I have it. So I'm going to have then terminal 17. See if I find it right here. Yeah, terminal 17 should go to pin 32, which is ignition. Again, look at the image. I have to move you back to that image, right? So pin 32 should be on the connector C2 with 50 pins. And I put the pin numbers in there. So 10, 20, 30, 1, and 2. All right, now I have the communication wires in here, which is as I described before. So I'm going to get pin 2, goes to pin 28, so 6, 7, 8. Pin 12 goes to pin 19. And then pin 7 going to pin 16. I also have right here, I have my multimeter, my bench multimeter with a, the negative leaf and the positive leaf with a 4 millimeter banana adapter that I did so we can read the fiber reference. Fiber reference in this computer, the positive is in pin 23. So 10, 20, 1, 2, 3. And the ground for the sensor ground in pin 24. Get my glasses because I cannot see well. I was trying to do it without the glasses, but it was not possible. All right, so we're going to flip. I do always do it like this so I don't get any possibility of a short on the wires that are left over in here, because I have powers and grounds in there as well. So yeah, the connections are all established. All right, so now what I want to do is move you to here, which is the next view. I'm going to put the meter. Okay, we got the meter. It's now readings here, and I'm going to put the scanner. Okay, so we got the scanner, the Phoenix Mac, connected through TeamViewer. All right, let's power this up. Okay, I need to put this on. All right, I'm going to power up right now. Battery voltage, and now the ignition. Okay, that is looking good. We got 4.98 volts on the 5-volt reference, which is good. It's pretty close, right? Let me get into the scanner. I always do show that there's no connection to this computer as in the bench with automatic ID. And the reason I use the Phoenix or the Autel is because the Snap-on will not read the bin and it will not show the bin no matter what. You can actually manually select the bins, 4th and 5th digit, 8th digit, and then the 10th digit, and it will connect. But I'm actually wanted to read the bin, and there is no other way to do it with the Snap-on, so that's what I use this one. So I'm going to the American selection. We're going to go into Dodge. We're going to click on there. This is very unique to Autel and top-down. It's almost the same software, with some differences, because this is, I think, is based on launch. All right, we're going to select the 16-pin connector. We're not going to do an automatic search. We're just going to select Dodge 2004 and then Ram truck. So far, we have not connected to the vehicle until we click in here. So PCM, enter. And then this is going to try to establish a communication with the module and then read the VIN. As I said, or I will probably put the link on the description of this video for the first part, where we will see that I couldn't read the VIN. I could not talk to the computer. I tried, I don't know, maybe 20 times. I had the computer probably connected for over an hour. Okay, we already got a VIN number. This is great. So I'm going to bring, okay, yes. Looking at the VIN number, I'm going to read the entire digit that I have on his folder. 3, D as in David, 7, K as in Kilo, A as in Apple, 2, 8, C as in Charlie, 9, 4, G as in Gray, 108673. And that is exactly the VIN number that we have here that is being read by the scanner. So the first thing that I want to do is read the module information. So this is also now make sure that we don't lose the communication or anything in here. Well, in here it's all reading properly. That's the Cummins computer number is CM848. And I think this is an 848B. Yeah, it's an 848B. The family is the CM848. So all that is correct. Read configuration. Well, this is just for other configurations in here. Let me just see what else we have. A special function in here, and this is the only thing that is very unique with this hotel and this. I have a phone call, so give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, sorry about that. I have a customer that has a problem with a Mini Cooper, and he was actually asking for help. All right, so what I was saying, Tap Down and Auto have these that Snap-on cannot do. Sometimes even not even Auto. So Tap Down is very unique on this one in some of the modules. 2004, I think it's the only module, or sorry, the only high-end scanner that I know that can do it. So in this one, it's going to check the VIN number, which we already know is good. It said that you can check the VIN number. It does not work. So, but at least we can check. But the reason I do this, it says vehicle VIN is valid. Vehicle VIN current, vehicle information number, write the VIN, no, and it doesn't even work. So, but at least you can read the VIN, and that is good. All right, so let's read the information on fault codes and make sure that we have no calibration or anything that can make the computer not talk. So it looks like we got alternator, cooling fan, those are not connected. And let me see, because it's kind of slow to scroll. Yeah, I'm already in P0462 on the scanner, and this one is still in here. Yeah, I can have P1652, which is the J1850. That's an internal communication bus. Looks like it froze me. This I don't know if it's the internet or what's going on. I just saw for a second this moving. Let me see if I can go back. Yeah, the scanner, oh yeah, it's changing. All right, so I'm not sure if we read the configuration before. It's already, oh yeah, that's not the right area. Module information. Hey Siri, stop. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think we already saw this before, but just in case, it's here because I got interrupted. Sometimes I miss the sequence. All right, let's read the data stream. I'm going to look for ECM voltage. Should be there by now. Again, it's not sure why it's so slow on here. I'm going to select it on the scanner. And I put them in a graph mode. You can see how slow it is, and it's not the scanner, it's the communication. So I'm going to change the voltage up 1 volt, and it's now stuck in there. This is really, really annoying. I'm going down 2 volts and then back to the voltage. Let's see whenever this is going to refresh. Because right now it's stuck in there, and it's not. I can show you the scanner if it does not refresh. You can see how it's like a stop in 0.5. You see? Now it's all the image in there. But yeah, so, and this is, believe me, it's not a communication issue with the computer. This is a communication issue or internet issue, not sure. So I'm going to move the scanner here. I'm going to put it right next to the computer. I'm going to move that look of the scanner from there to a lower position. Multimeter, not that's not the one I want to change. Should be this one. Okay, I'm going to move it over to this corner. I'm going to make it a little smaller, so it's not too far away, or it's not in our way, sorry. I'm going to make the multimeter a little smaller too, so you get to see the scanner behind. All right, so, and this is sometimes a little hard to make it focus, but at least I think that's good. So all I want you to see is that when I'm doing the changes, so I'm going to make that go up and down. See, that's the capture on the screen on the right side on the bottom is not changing, but you can see the changes on the scanner live data. See right here, I can go down more, up, and we can see that graph, and finally kind of like updated finally on the TeamViewer capture. But I want to make sure that the customer, you all see that it's not I'm losing communication or anything. It's just this is stopping for some reason, very slow communication, and it's only one bit. Again, not the scanner communication. This is TeamViewer. I'm going to have to reset my my internet. And I don't think it's any. Let me see, because I have my phone in here, which I can check the speed. Let me see. I have that somewhere in here. Let's see what the speed I have in here. Let's see what it's going to say. And this is wireless, right? So it says that I have 600 megabytes download. And let's see. This is slowly picking up. 231 uploads. So this should be no issues for this to work. So it might be TeamViewer. Again, let me change the voltage. You can see on the scanner right here how it's changing, and the TeamViewer capture is not. So this is just TeamViewer. So I'm going to, yeah, it just capture again. You see, boom, boom. Now we got that image in there, but nothing to do with the computer. So I'm going to keep it in here just because I want to show you. As you see, it's like I'm now completely in a different screen. And that one is still, and the funny thing is, like, when I click in TeamViewer, it's changing the scanner, because I'm not touching the scanner. All I'm using is my mouse. I can go back, clicking in there. All right, guys, I got a call again. I'm so sorry. Right, so far everything is good. I mean, I put probably it's 2 or 4 p.m. Not sure if you guys saw the hour, but we have this computer connected for almost 1 hour, and it has not lost communication whatsoever in the entire time. So right now I'm entering the data stream, which you can see I'm already there. I'm going to go into ECM and select the data. When I do it on the scanner myself without clicking in there, it's actually at least, well, no, right now it's frozen in there on your screen. Well, you can see both. Changing the battery voltage up and down again. Just going a little more dramatic. So you can see here we have the change, but not in the image on the screen. But everything is good. So yep, Aranas Auto in California. This is your computer, fully functional right now, fully talking and good communication. I have not lost one time the communication. So let's do this one. Then I'm going to close this completely because it's not really working. It's not really worth it to have it. Sorry guys for the abrupt change in there. I'm going to do a little bit of a changes on the screen so that multimeter is no longer in the way. I'm going to move it probably here. And I'm going to make it just a little tiny smaller. So yeah, we can have it, but not much on the way. Because that definitely is not what I want to have. All right, so I'm going to completely get out of here. I'm just going, you know, you can see how quickly the scanner is talking. I'm going to actually get out completely. Well, we can get it right there. I'm going to turn now the power, the ignition off. This is going to take probably like 5 seconds or so to, you know, to kill the firewall reference. Right now we're reading only 22 millivolts and dropping, right? Because we got the ignition off. And I'm going to turn the power completely off. So right now my 2 switches are off in here. I'm going to turn battery back on. Ignition is still not on yet, and now is on. We can see how the firewall reference is coming back immediately, which is exactly what I wanted to show. I'm going to do now the same selection that we were doing before. All right, so Ram truck. We'll still have the VIN number in there, so that is not a problem. Just want to enter the scanner. So you can see it live in here. To move that so he can, and you all see that it's the same computer. And we can read the VIN, and this is why I like to have that part on this scanner where you can read the actual in the special functions. You can come and enter and read the VIN, which is, this is supposedly to change the VIN. Again, it does not work, but we can see how the last digits are 108673, which is exactly Carlos Aranas' computer's VIN number. We're not going to change the VIN number. Again, that doesn't even work. I'm going to go back, I'm going to data stream, and then into ECM voltage as we had before. Put that on a graph if I can. And I'm going to do again volt up, back to normal, down, back to normal, up. And we can see that, and now you guys can see that really nice and crispy. Before it was a little blurry because I was trying to show you with the team viewer, which is for some reason not working properly today. But that is not a problem. Another thing that I want to show you guys is this, because sometimes I don't show this on the camera. I do use a wrist strap when I'm working on the computers. This is connected to ground. I can have it on my wrist, either one that I want to use, and that will prevent me from electric, you know, static shorting a module. And I only do that when I'm working actually in the modules itself. Very important to use that. But yeah, so Carlos, thank you so much for trusting My Salazar Diagnostics. As you can see now, your computer is fully operational. I will be sending you an email to collect payment and send this your way as soon as tomorrow. It's already 2. I'll try, depends on how quick I get the payment. I might be able to drop it on the postal service later on today. Otherwise, it will be first thing tomorrow. And all of you that are watching the video, thank you so much for visiting My Salazar Diagnostics. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.